Hey everyone, so these 10 stages including the boss stage are known as the revive floors. So the following floors will contain every type of revive you could think of and not a lot of damage. Considering this, we will be using mass damage to overcome the revives and the heals with some sustainers to keep the low HP nukers alive. It is possible to use continuous damage on these floors, however, it is much more difficult and time consuming, so I suggest you stick with the nukers. For the first floor, we will bring a wind nuker, a speed buff, and immunity to prevent debuffs from killing the nukers. For this stage, it is possible to use 2 wind nukers, so for the sake of time, I will add 1 more Lucian just to speed things up. For the next floor, we will use a water nuker. I am using Tower in this case, however, Sigmaris, the fusible water phoenix, is a completely viable option here. We will bring Darien to reduce damage towards the weaker monsters, and VEROMOS to cleanse any debuffs we receive. For this next floor, we are going to bring a crowd control monster capable of landing stuns to incapacitate the enemies. The light Garudas at the end are quite annoying and will quickly pick off monsters if you're not careful. Target the Iona first to ensure no one gets revived with high health. Here we are going to bring a speed buff, cleanser, water nuker, and reviver. The water jokers are quite fierce on this stage and can quickly take down any weak monsters, especially because they land heal block. Make sure to have a revive handy to put them back in the fight. Be careful with the Rauks on this part, as with RNG on their side they can quickly one-shot any of your wind monsters. On this floor, we are going to bring a faster team with a speed leader and a water nuker. We want to get as many turns in as possible to minimize damage and debuffs. We will also bring immunity just in case things go wrong. On this next floor, we will bring a wind nuker, immunity, and daring to reduce damage. Any wind-based nuker will work as long as you can do enough damage. On this stage, it is important to bring a monster capable of removing buffs, especially because of all the Chloes. I'm going to be using Praha, however, it is completely viable to use Belladon in this case, and I suggest you use that because not a lot of people have Praha. We will use speed buffs and a wind nuker to clean up the rest. In this stage, we're going to be using a speedy team with a water nuker. The floor does not have any real risk to it, so focus more on your damage dealers rather than your survivability. This floor is fairly tough given that Garudas have stun on their first skill, so make sure to bring a water nuker and immunity or cleanse. Lastly, the boss stage. Now this is a fairly difficult stage, especially if you don't know which monsters to bring, or if you don't have the right monsters in your specific set list of monsters. So you should either focus on massive damage dealing, as well as speed, massive amounts of continuous damage, or disabling the light Taoists with a special type monster that disables passive abilities such as Tesarion. In this specific guide, we will be using massive damage dealing and speed to quickly nuke down the light Taoists until the passive will no longer allow them to share health between each other. So using a monster such as Vertihil or Bernard that increases the speed of your team and the attack bar will significantly make it easier for you to continue to lay massive amounts of damage into the light Taoists, and I highly suggest you use them. Here, we don't necessarily need to target the Pernas, but we will do it anyway since this level can be quite annoying if not approached correctly, and I really want to show that we can do this entire thing without any problem. Now that's pretty much it for the revive floors. It's very simple in here. It's mainly focused on the damage dealing and just keeping your nukers alive. There's really not much to it. The only difficult floor is pretty much the boss stage. I hope you guys got a good amount of information from this, and I hope this helps you in beating the Trial of Ascension. If you're still stuck on one of the stages, go ahead and leave a comment and I can help you down there. I would also suggest focusing on your runes, as runes are very important, especially with the Trial of Ascension. On that note, guys, if you guys are stuck in any other part of the Trial of Ascension, feel free to go back to my previous video at the very beginning with all the links, and you can quickly go to the next guide. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later.